was talking about. Area code 419. My way too early text. This is from this morning. The college football playoff proposal, in my view, really doesn't change. Really don't change the process much, other than adding teams. Sorry, I can't help myself. 4 first-round byes, no. First-round games to be played in the higher seed stadiums, no. Power 5 conference champions automatically qualify, yes. Highest-rated group of 5 team qualifies, yes. So that's kind of where we were going to go until the end of July with the Texas OU SEC story hit.
Yeah. I'm just kind of like, the one email you got there about the 65. I mean, I agree. This is, if you're going to do it, you need to either have it be a completely open field. And I know there's going to be, some prejudice towards the bigger schools. And look, they're the ones that draw the eyeballs, and that's why most people are watching college football. So there does need to be some of that. But, I think if you're going to go the route of saying that basically, it's just these 65 that have a chance. So let's break this thing up like you've intended to be doing anyways. That was part of the motive in some ways. People thought with the SEC grabbing Texas and Oklahoma was the whole Super League thing that obviously hasn't come to fruition. But every sign has pointed to the bigger schools breaking away from the smaller schools, right? And I think now you're seeing more signs of that, if anything, with this playoff talk. Either it's open to everybody or it's an exclusive tournament for certain teams, and let's just call it what it is. But let's not keep going this song and dance routine of acting like everybody has a shot, and then, as soon as a Cincinnati gets in the party, we're like, oh, wait a second, what do you think you're doing over here? It's either everybody has a chance or only certain teams have a chance, and if it's going to be that way, then separate those teams and then let the others have a chance at something else.
Does Vanderbilt have a chance to get to the college football playoff?
If they were to go undefeated in the SEC, absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
Would, let's say, Tulsa?
No. Zero chance.
Memphis?
No.
Slight chance.
Okay. Northwestern?
Yeah, if they won the Big Ten, yeah.
Cal?
Yeah, they won the
difference is the power conference.
Yeah, exactly.
If you win the power conference, then you're going to be in. There's no doubt about it. It doesn't matter if you're Baylor back in the 2000s. You could be as bad as possible, but if you all of a sudden get good, you're going to be in that playoff because if you won the Big 12 or you went undefeated in the Big 12. That's going to get you in every single time. So you're kind of proving a point there by saying, hey, any team in these 5 conferences, could they have a chance to get in? Well, some smaller than others. Obviously a Texas, a Michigan, and Ohio State, they're going to get the benefit of the doubt before any Baylor or Purdue or someone along those lines. But no matter if you're in a power conference, you went out, you're going to the playoff. Whereas, if you're in CUSA or Mountain West or any of the other conferences, you not only have to go undefeated, and that might not even, you have to go undefeated, and that might not even be enough still. So, what are we doing here? So here's what's the point?
Why play college championship, conference championship games? We know why, because of money.
Right.
But why play them and have a win or a loss if they don't matter? If you lose and you could still get in, maybe because you're higher ranked or you're one of those that just is 11-0, 12-0, 13-0. But if you're going to play the conference championship game, that game has to matter, even if it's a team that is not ranked in the top 10. Mm-hmm. If they win the conference championship game, that has to mean something other than a damn trophy. It has to mean something. It's almost like this fear. Well, we want all the Power 5s to get in, and I know there's different options. Some are that and some aren't. We got all the Power 5s, but we still got to leave the door open in case we have an upset. That's part of the game. It's like the NFL playoffs. The college football big boys want to go to the NFL type style, right? The NFL, you have upsets in the first round. Tampa Bay was a wild card last year. Wild cards have won the Super Bowl before. The number 1 seeds have not played every year in the championship game.
The college football powers that be have to get over the fact that, or the idea, not the fact, the idea that it's bad when a big boy loses. It's good. The same thing, like, you celebrate the same thing in basketball and lament it in football.
Yeah.
It makes in basketball.
Go Wichita State, but oh my God, please don't beat Alabama in football and create chaos. Oh my God, how college football would die.
Yeah. But in basketball, you spend a month hoping for Oral Roberts to win a game.
Last year was a great example of that.
We love it. Oh, it's great. And then, nobody, you know what? I've never once heard. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm lost in the woods here. But when Duke gets upset, I've never once heard somebody like, "Oh my God, we're screwed now. Duke lost." No.
Oh my God, the TV ratings are going to be down this year.
No, college football needs to get over that and be like, "All right, well, this is how it is." If if Cincinnati's your national champion, then
So what?
Cincinnati's your national champion.
But
Yeah,
give
the
them
fact
a
that-
chance to be. Give them a chance to be.
Yeah.
The fact that they bemoan the idea of that even occurring is
Yeah.
why it's
Yeah.
silly. I mean,
Yeah.
they get frustrated at even the idea of these teams being mentioned for a chance. You know, it's like they would rather just not there not even be any questions. So again, it's like either break away and do what you want to do, so you don't have to fiddle with these other schools that you clearly don't respect. Or let's open it up. I mean, that's the two options to me. I would like to see Cincinnati go in there and take on Ohio State. Would the game end up being that great? Maybe not. I don't know. But I've seen Ohio State get blown out in big games too, and it didn't make me go, you know what? I don't want to watch Ohio State anymore. I'm certainly not going to go into the college football schedule as a fan of just college football, see the playoff lineup, and go, you know what? I typically watch the semifinals every year, but now that a non-Power 5's in it, I'm not watching that. I'm not going to watch some measly Memphis team play mighty Auburn. No, I'm going to be going, let's go freaking Memphis. Let's freaking go. I'm going to get fired up for that, just like I would for Loyola Marymount against, Tech Hoops or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know why college football bigwigs feel like the sport would die if more than 25 teams had an opportunity at this thing.
Yeah.
But that seems to be their MO and their, the way they operate.
Lines are open, 254-339-1122. Our first guest is not until Colonel Flowers at 3:45. A lot of you on the text line from the 419. I'm for 16. I understand 1 out of 16, 2 versus 15 could get ugly. Go back and take a look at the semifinal games the last few years, and there have been some lopsided scores. And Craig, you've mentioned that. From Matt
to the 16, though, real quick. I'm not necessarily opposed. I mean, obviously, anything beyond that, I would be adamantly against. 16's like really pushing it. I'm open-minded enough to see what that would look like, but my concern there is not so much the games themselves and like a 1 versus a 16. My concern is just how many games are we talking about here? Like, I mean, at some point, you do have to cut it off and say, like, hey, we can't be playing 18 games in a college football season.
I remember when there was concerns about going above 12 in the regular season.
But I mean, now we truly are. We're at like 15 games. So I mean, you can't you go any higher, and you're basically nearing NFL territory for guys who aren't paid. So I think that there does have to be some thought as to these being college athletes, even though there is more money coming in now, and the fact that you can't really manage an 18-game schedule in college, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think that. And I've said this. I believe that the 12-team playoff is coming because you can't throw that out there and then pull it back. And one is, I would think that every conference, even the ACC, who knows now that they don't have a chance to get into it this year, that Wake Forest has lost. And even then, I'm sure the committee was going to try to find every which way, even had Wake Forest gone undefeated and won the ACC title game, to say, well, Wake Forest isn't that good because they're Wake Forest. But, I mean, they're trying to do it with Oklahoma right now, and that's a blue blood. So I think
they're doing it to Oklahoma now, but they know Oklahoma has who they have in front of them. That they can get
watch
back
the
in this
jump after this weekend if they win. There's going to be a jump.
But even still, they have their mode of modus operandi. And I do think this, though. The other conferences that are not named the SEC have to go, well, we'd like to be in this playoff every year, regardless of the committee telling us no. And when you have 4 teams and sometimes 2 of them are from the SEC, the Big Ten's a big, powerful conference. They've been left out of this thing before. The Big 12 has been left out of it. Everybody but the ACC and the SEC, and the ACC only because of the grace of Clemson and FSU the first year. So that's it.
All right, 254-339-1122. Lines open right now. Matt Smith goes, did you listen? The model that they're being presented is at least one team from each Power 5 plus the highest G5 team. No, we said that. That's exactly what we said. But what they're saying now is the conference champions. There has been a tweak to this a little bit. Well, I'm going to read some of the other quotes that Ross Dellinger put in his article at SI.com. Paul, back to the phone lines. Or not